You say 2 minutes?
2 minutes, yeah. I'll keep you posted.
I couldn't make your HR report come up.
Oh, really? That's weird. The one I sent out this morning?
I think it was this morning. So when is spring going to arrive?
Yeah, soon I hope. We should hit 60, almost 60 at least, either Thursday or Friday, but then it's supposed to drop back down. So it's late. I cannot remember, and I am not sure the time. I cannot remember a year.
Well, it's a Word document.
PDF.
No problem.
I haven't seen it. It might be
Usually,
Yeah.
on that computer.
but I mean, in a way, that's okay. Sometimes it gets real long early.
Then they're gone. You never really know, what, why. You want to do the honors?
Like the watch clock, the number was.
Yes, it is. That last 60 seconds, man, it really goes slow. But I'm watching. Part of the problem is that my clock, it goes dark to save power, so I gotta sort of keep it primed,
touch.
so I know. Okay, anytime, Mayor.
Let's call meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Conley. Here. Trustee Kozak.
Here.
Trustee Sullivan.
Present.
Trustee Dunham.
Here.
Trustee Madej.
Present.
Trustee Daly.
Present.
President Larson.
Here, all present and accounted for. At this time, I approval of the minutes of the March 12th meeting.
So moved.
No.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You have a list of bills for ratification and approval. Any corrections?
Mayor, we need to do the pledge yet, but the minutes were approved.
Fine. I would ask Trustee Daly to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. Please join the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Thank you, Trustee Daly. Entertain a motion for the approval of the expenditures.
Move to approve the expenditures as presented.
Second.
Move the second to approve the expenditures as presented. Will the clerk please poll the board?
Trustee Kozak.
Aye.
Trustee Conley. Aye. Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Daly.
Aye.
6 ayes, votes, no nays, motion carries. The presentation of a 30-year service award to Phil Seifertz, a head technician. Did you bring your head with you, Phil?
You don't look like you're 70 years old.
I feel like it. They said it would never last.
You can tell he's a technician. He's got all those keys on his one.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Never thought you'd make it this far. No. I mean, from here to here.
Are those keys to the jail or what?
Congratulations.
Liquor license request, the request from Ms. Annette Perzerian, class for a liquor license for Capitol Grill. Are they really going to be here?
You're here representing Capitol Grill? Yes, I am. Step to the podium, please.
Please sign in.
For the record, and hold forth and tell us what a great restaurant it is.
Sign your name too when you get a chance.
Very good.
The clerk.
Yeah, my name is Paul Mazinski. I'm the managing partner of the Capitol Grill in Lombard. Excuse me, I'm getting a little cold. And I'm here representing Capitol Grill for Schaumburg.
So when are you going to open?
A little bit of bump in the weather, but looking at late June, early July is the hope.
There's a bump in the weather?
Well, we already went over it. Yes, sir.
Questions, comments from the board? Any objections? Hearing none, then you want to pick the necessary paperwork from the Liquor Commissioner's office and be a background check by the police department. Positive response on that, as well as payment of the appropriate fee, a license will be issued.
Very good.
Welcome to Schaumburg.
Thank you so much.
Request Mr. David Sloan and Franklin Weiner for one Class A liquor license for barbecue, Blackwood Barbecue on Gulf Road.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Franklin Weiner. I'm one of the two managing partners of Blackwood Barbecue. We're applying for our Class A liquor license, and we're planning to open second or third week of June.
Any objections from the board? Questions from the board? Comments from the board?
Just what, where is this?
Trustee Dunham.
I have the address, but this is next to what?
This is 1711 East Gulf Road. It'll be co-tenant with Naf Naf Grill.
Oh, okay, all right.
Further comments? I want to pick up the necessary paperwork from the Liquor Commissioner's office to be a background check by the police department, evidence of a positive response on that, and payment of the appropriate fee. A license will be issued.
All right, thank you very much.
Welcome to Schaumburg. Now, attached to the regular agenda, there's a consent agenda. It'll take one motion from the village board to approve all the items on the consent agenda. So if someone has a question or concern about an item, when we get to the item, indicate that to us. We'll take it off the consent agenda and discuss it under committee reports. And I'll turn the microphone over to our esteemed clerk, Marilyn Carr.
Okay, the consent agenda, number 1, correspondence. The motion would be to ratify the request from Friends of Scott Felgenhauer to hold raffles on March 22nd, 2019 at Chandler's Chop House, 401 North Roselle Road, to grant a variance to Code Section 117.31 and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. B, the motion would be to approve the request from Spring Valley Concert Band and hold raffles on April 7th and October 20th at the L. Larson Perry Center for the Arts, 201 Schaumburg Court, and September 7th, 2019 at the Spring Valley Nature Center, 1111 East Schaumburg Road, and to waive the fidelity bond requirement. C, the motion would be to approve the request from the Schaumburg Professional Firefighter Association to hold raffles on April 13th, 2019 at the Schaumburg Marriott, 50 North Martingale Road, and to grant variance to Code Section 117.31. 2, Engineering and Public Works. A, the motion would be to award the bid for the 2019 Street Improvement Program, Contract Number 1 and Contract Number 2, to the lowest responsible bidder, Ploty Construction Incorporated of Hoffman Estates, Illinois, and authorize issuance of purchase orders in the amount of $3,788,149.40 and $5,342,117.21. B, the motion would be to approve the annual street improvement program and concrete repair program, Phase 1 and Phase 2 and Phase 3, professional engineering services for contract number 1 to Engineering Enterprises, Inc. of Sugar Grove, Illinois, in the amount of $541,491.68 and approve the required resolution. C, the motion would be to approve the annual street improvement program and concrete repair program, Phase 2 and Phase 3, professional engineering services for contract number 2 to Chastain and Associates, LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, in the amount of $362,241.74 and approve the required resolution. 3, Committee of the Whole. A, the motion would be to endorse the 90 North District East Master Plan and direct staff to move forward with the developer solicitation process. 4, Public Safety. The motion would be to approve extending the contract with VGC Uniform of Chicago, Illinois for police department uniform and equipment through April 30th, 2020 in an amount not to exceed the approved budget. B, the motion would be to amend ordinance Title 15, Chapter 157, Section 157.02, regarding online submittal of fire inspection reports, and approve a resolution authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement with the Inspection Reports Online LLC of Big Rock, Illinois. C, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a special use for Type C restaurant landscape variation and Woodfield Regional Design Center design review for Blackwood Barbecue, BBQ, Woodfield Gatherings, 1711 East Gulf Road. 6, traffic agreements. The motion would be to authorize the village president to execute the traffic agreement by and between the village of Schaumburg and Farmgate Shopping Center located at 520 to 584 South Roselle Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, 60193. 7, resolutions. The resolution would be to adopt as resolution R19-013, approving and authorizing the execution of subrecipient agreement with Little City Foundation. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution R19-014, approving and authorizing the execution of a service agreement with Inspection Reports Online, IROL, for fire protection system inspection and maintenance reports. C, the resolution would be to adopt as resolution R19-015, approving and authorizing the extension of professional services agreement for the annual street improvement program Phase 2 and 3 construction engineering services with Engineering Enterprises, Inc., contract number 1. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution R19-016, approving and authorizing execution of a professional services agreement for the annual street improvement program, Phase 2 and Phase 3, construction engineering services with Chastain and Associates, LLC, contract number 2. 8, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance 19-023, granting a special use for Type C restaurant landscape variation and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Blackwood Barbecue, Woodfield Gatherings, 1711 East Gulf Road. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 19-024, amending Title 15, Chapter 157, Section 157.02, with regard to local amendments for the International Fire Code. This concludes the consent agenda.
A motion on the consent agenda is in order.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as listed. Would the clerk please poll the board?
Trustee Kozak?
Aye.
Trustee Condon?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Daly?
Aye.
6 ayes, votes, no nays, motion carries. Committee reports. Any committee reports to come before the village board? Comments from the audience. We have an open microphone and a willing board to hear what you have to say.
For the village board, I'd like to let the board know that we've performed one of the semi-annual reviews of closed session minutes for the purpose of determining whether it is possible to release any of those closed session minutes and make them open for review by the public. We try to balance the right of the public to be able to look at those minutes eventually with the need to keep key things that were allowed for the meetings to be in closed session in the first place to be kept secret in order to protect certain privileges of the board as it determines policy and strategy and so forth. So after doing that, we called out a few minutes which we determined would be safe to release at this time. And we've proposed that, which is in your packet. And so at this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the semi-annual review of executive session minutes and that the village board minutes of November 9th, 2004, April 25th, 2006, August 11th, 2009, and March 9th, 2010 be authorized for release at this time. And just to be clear, it's the closed session minutes of those dates.
Motion is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Would the clerk please poll the board?
Trustee Kozak.
Aye.
Trustee Conley.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Madey.
Aye.
Trustee Daly.
Aye.
6 aye votes, no nays, motion carries. President's report, I have no report there to bring to the board. Manager's report,
I have no report.
any new business to come before the board? Any unfinished business? Trustee comments and mentions.
Mr. Mayor,
Trustee Sullivan.
Mr. Townsend, could we have a cable television update at the May PBD? A report? There seems to be a lot of outages in that going around lately. I've had a few people mention it to me.
Okay, is it all of the providers or?
Both, WOW, the two majors, WOW and Comcast,
Okay,
and AT&T if we've got it.
Yeah, I had outage last night,
Yeah.
or 2 nights ago.
Was it Trustee Conley, were you
I was
comment?
saying I had an outage 2 nights ago with UVerse, and that's unusual.
Okay.
Okay.
Might be weather.
all right. For the May PBD meeting, you
Yeah,
said?
for May, it'll give you time to put it together.
Okay, no
Thank you.
problem, thanks.
Further trustee comments, mentions? Don't be shy.
One comment, please.
Yes.
So I thought
Tr-
maybe
Trustee
Mark
Daly?
covered, Prairie Center has got an event coming up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
The wine event, I can't remember the exact name of it. It's April 6th, as I recall.
Yeah, I did it last time. It's the Spirit of the Prairie, and we're having craft brewers. We're having.
Would you use the microphone, please?
I'm sorry. It's Spirit of the Prairie, and it is April the 6th. I believe it's at 6 o'clock. Tickets are available online, and they are less expensive if you buy them online. So addition to food from some very nice restaurants in town, we have craft beers, we have a wine purveyor who's up on the, on Algonquin, it's Wine Warehouse, I forget the name of it. I get their-
Cellar.
Wine Cellar Warehouse, I don't know why, because I get their emails twice a week, I feel like. And we'll also have some craft, some more unusual spirits. So it'll be one of the major fundraisers. It's a very nice event. We have live music at the event, so thank you for the reminder.
Further trustee comments, mentions? I have a request, would like to request the village manager to talk about some new development that just we announced, was announced today. Brian, you wanna?
Sure, I think some people in the room may have already seen this, but the village had worked with Bowler and the representatives of Urban Street Group for several months to bring forward a development proposal to build a new corporate headquarters facility for Bowler Hendrickson. We spoke with them last week, and they were a little leery about going public previously, but last week they decided that they were ready to move forward. They've submitted formally to the Community Development Department to go through the approval process. So we're proud to welcome them to the village. They'll be relocating from Itasca, and my understanding is they hope to be able to move in towards the end of 2020.
There's some additional proposals for that too, isn't there? Is it a family business and they're gonna bring some other business to Schaumburg?
That's correct. They're talking about that being a part of a multi-phase project that they would build over a period of time. They won't occupy the future phases, just the first phase, but they do have some future plans to build additional office development in that area of the village as well.
This shows you if you do things right, things happen.
Can I have a question? I had a question from someone about whether we provide TIF funds. My answer was no. We were providing some of the road infrastructure in the area and sewers and those kind of things. But we have not provided them any incentive, any tax dollar incentive to come to the village. They chose to come here.
That's correct.
Further trustee comments, mentions? A motion to adjourn is in
Yes,
order?
I have one if you don't
Oh,
mind.
yes, trustee Dunn, absolutely.
April 20th is a recycling event in the village at the Boomers. I believe it starts around 9 o'clock in the morning. You can get the specifics online on the village's website. My understanding is that they're going to be doing a lot of paper recycling and also a lot of household hazardous waste materials, chemicals and things like that.
Electronics.
Thank you. Electronics. If you know more about it, please.
I don't. I have something I know is set aside in my house. It's electronics, so I checked the list.
I've been saving some things too.
Further trustee comments, mentions? Motion to adjourn is in order?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, folks.